Hi, my name is Olivia Sampson. This is case study review number 2. The case I chose was Happy to Be Alone. It is about Happy the elephant. The central moral questions that I came up with for this case study is this ethically the best decision for Happy? How do they know her needs are satisfied in this enclosure mentally and physically? And what has been proven that this is an efficient environment for Happy? So the first slide's about ethical egoist analysis and what I think their arguments would be that would apply for this case. The first one is, if you're morally required to do something, then you have good reason to do it. A reason why this would apply is because the zoo, I believe, is doing this and keeping Happy the elephant in this enclosure because they morally are required to help animals, especially ones in need, to make them have a better life. Another argument would be, therefore, if you're morally required to do something, then doing it must make you better off. The reason why this would apply is because they give the elephant extensive care and interaction so it's not alone, so they feel satisfied and are also thinking they're doing what's best for Happy. A few conclusions that I think they would come up with to the central moral questions that I came up with are, I think ethical egoists would argue that this is the best decision for Happy due to thinking it benefits the people and the zoo by making them more successful. I think they'd also conclude that they satisfy Happy's needs enough to where she's getting the best basic needed care for her to just survive. And lastly, they would conclude that it is an efficient environment for Happy because she's lived such a good long life already so far. The next slide is about utilitarian analysis and what I think their arguments would be about this case study. The first one is the morality of an action should be judged based on the greatest good for the greatest number of individuals. The reasoning behind the argument that I think would be supportive of this is the well-being of Happy and the impact on her is essential, but the benefits to society as a whole must be also considered. The second argument would be acts are morally right just because they maximize the amount of goodness in the world, and people are entertained by Happy, and this benefits the people. A few conclusions that I think they would come up with for the central moral questions are, they think this is the best decision for Happy because she's well taken care of, and now the people are benefiting by being able to see exotic animals such as her. Another argument I think they can conclude is that her needs are satisfied because she gets to see and interact with a neighbor close by with her trunk, and she is very well fed. Lastly, they would conclude that it is efficient for Happy because she is now safe and well taken care of. The last analysis argument would be by Kantian. The first argument and the main argument I really thought fit this well was they emphasize the inherent value and dignity of every individual, human or animal, which supports Happy because this shows that the animals should be treated with the same respect and dignity as us humans. A few conclusions that I think they would come up with for central moral questions that I stated in the beginning was, firstly, they would not believe this is the best decision solely because they believe in treating animals with respect, and keeping her in this enclosure is not ideal for an elephant. Next, her needs are not fully satisfied in this enclosure due to her not getting proper interaction, and the zoo is more focused on using her for entertainment than her actual well-being. Lastly, Happy is not in an efficient environment because it's only an acre and she is all alone. The satisfactory response that I chose would be by Kantian. This offers solely benefits for the animal, Happy. It does not really look at the benefits for just the people, but for Happy too, because all in all, Happy is in the zoo for one reason only, and that's for entertainment of the people. Happy is not given a social life, love from other animals, and more. These are necessities for happiness of the animals not being kept alone. This tells me the viability of the theory is strong because it's considering the wellness of Happy. An unsatisfactory response I chose would be by ethical egoism and the arguments they provided. It proves that you should only act in your own self-interest, which proves Happy the elephant is not put first and not cared about for its well-being. The zoo prioritizes themselves and the customers over the interests of Happy. This theory is not viable because it is not supporting Happy the elephant at all.